In the brutal, tough world of gypsy bare knuckle fighting where there's no rest, yes, no referees, no doctors, you just keep going to knock out or surrender. In this world, I am going to bring you Gypsy's Toughest Brothers. This is series 1, yes, Gypsy's Toughest Brothers. Often we single out an individual, we often wonder what their siblings are. I'm bringing you Toughest Gypsy's Brothers. Right here on series 1, Gypsy's Toughest Brothers, yeah. 1975, June 1975, a light heavyweight made his way up to Epsom Downs. Great round him was the Lonsdale belt. He had taken it from the Golden Boy, Chris Finnegan, yes, Olympic gold medalist. Of course, it was Johnny Frankham, but Johnny Frankham's an individual. How about his brothers? Of course, lurking behind John was his brother Sam Frankham, just 14 months younger. Once had 17 fights in a boxing ring in the light heavyweight division, same as his brother John, with 17 knockouts. 1 stoppage, 16 clean knockouts, 1 by TKO. A devastating puncher, Sam Frankham. Many believe a tougher, rougher man than his brother John out the ring. Very difficult to believe, as John was number 5 in the world, and he beat the great Chris Finnegan, who lost to the best light heavyweight in the world over 14 rounds, Bob Foster, fight of the year. He's at number 5 in the world, definitely would have been a world champion of today, Johnny Frankham, when they had 4 versions. No doubt about that. That's a fact. He'd have been a world champion. Yeah, so this is the 3-brother setup, yeah. Who's the 3rd brother? Let's bring in Randy Frankham, middleweight, yeah. So no huge guy, but certainly no small guy, middleweight division. Very athletic man. Won about 7 titles. Many believe in the boxing ring, every bit as good as John. Yes, these boys are very durable, never hit the floor, tough men, hard men, yeah. And when they did hit the floor on the odd occasion, as did Johnny Frankham against the devastating puncher Charlie Devil Green, look at the courage and art he has to get up off the floor. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, so when he walks onto the Epsom Downs as British champion and number 5 light heavyweight in the world, yeah, this is boxing, yeah. But this man, they were brought up as, you know, with the traditions of their greyhounds, their air coursing, their bare knuckle fight, and of course they all hailed from Berkshire, Reading. They all went to the local boxing gym along with their cousin, Les Stevens, another serious end fighting man, as we know, Southern area champion. Right, but these 3 brothers, when they walked up the next day, John would have been 26, Sam would have been 25, and Randy was around the 22-year-old mark. So what I'm saying is, these guys brought up to this serious, skillful fighters, really knew how to do this stuff outside. Were they 3 of the UK's hardest, toughest gypsy brothers? For sure, without any shadow of a doubt, yeah. Yes, as I say, John had all the skills, as did Randy. Sam's good, skillful fighter with a devastating punch. But by their own admissions, you'd rather be hit by John or Randy. They could hit you many times without reply, but if Sam landed one, when he landed one, it was a devastating effect. In fact, John and Sam actually created a record book they actually fought each other in the Southwest Divisionals as amateurs, right? They're going through the championship. They drew it once and they didn't want brothers to fight. They even drew it twice and it still come up and they said, right, you have to fight. And actually there was a rule written afterwards as to where brothers could not fight. That stayed on for decades. I don't know if it still applies, I'm not sure. But they actually changed the rule of boxing. John won on points. Sam couldn't land his big, massive right hand, yeah, to get the equaliser. John was a hugely skillful boxer, as we know, as we said, number 5 in the world, and that was it. But going out the ring, Sam apparently had hundreds of fights. Randy, very low-key guy, kept himself to himself, stayed in his own town in Berkshire. Hardly went around, of course, born, bred, gypsy, Romany, travelling man, but he hardly went around affairs and didn't get in too much trouble, just stayed in his own area, lived his life, and as he still do, nice, lovely, pleasant man. John and Sam, different, they were out there, really lively characters, and John had massive notoriety, and didn't walk in the way of too much knuckle fights. Who would want to fight number 5 in the world? A man that would have been world champion of the day, a man that beat Olympic gold medalist over 15 rounds with lightning speed. Massive heart. Who want to fight him? But people just dipped under the radar a little bit with Sam, and they wasn't aware of his, you know, of his capabilities. And Sam would have run into more fights because people would welcome him on a little bit more. That's where they sort of avoided John, but they welcomed him on to a massive right hand, and I think left hooks, a massive puncher, and hundreds of fights. I'm told tens and tens, hundreds of fights with devastating effect. Settled down, married, become a very mellow man, just goes about his business. Yeah, all still well. Uncle John, as I referred to him, doing good. Sam doing good. Randy, all in their native Berkshire. And that's it. Were they toughest brothers? Some of the toughest brothers, without doubt. Some of the toughest. You know, in this series, I don't want to say who's the toughest, but these boys were serious eye-hand operators. You can imagine going on a 3-on-3 in the car park with them, three of them. It would have been hard work, trust me, yeah? If you had to be the best of 3, you may have had one individual to come out and maybe get a level up or a win, but to try to get 2 out of 3 would have been very, very difficult for other siblings, wouldn't it? Anyway, in Series 1, I've got plenty more, I've got 6 series of this. Yes, the Franklin brothers, Berkshire, Reading, and this is it. So in the meantime, thanks for tuning in.